I never really talk about this experience, as I never felt that many people would believe me if I ever told them. I admit to having hallucinations frequently, and I do admit to hearing voices occasionally, but they were nothing like this. This happened to me about 5 years ago. Most people don't believe that this is possible, but there is some truth to this experience. People sometimes undergo a condition where they fall into a light sleep, but end up waking up during the phase of sleep where your body freezes itself in place, and awaken a condition known as sleep paralysis. Many people report experiencing strange phenomena whenever they awake during sleep paralysis, and I was no different. During a night where I had very little sleep, I woke up for some reason, but was incapable of movement. At the foot of my bed was a large, dark, humanoid figure. Its eyes were piercing metallic red. Its face was like a rotten and mistreated stuffed animal, with razor-sharp teeth. Its body was the color of pure darkness, and reflected the light that seeped through my window. In its left hand, it held a large cleaver knife, and slowly spread a wide smile across its hideous face. The figure floated towards me, its feet never touching the ground. Its grisly maw opened slowly, mouthing out the words it had for me carefully. Its voice was cold and metallic, almost like the sound of shredding sheet metal.
Don't move.
As much as I wanted to flee or cower in fear, I was incapable of movement. I was even incapable of tears. I wanted to cry out to someone, anyone for help, but I could only make out mere whispers. My eyes, however, were fully capable of movement, and could clearly see the monster that loomed over me. It lowered its face within just a few inches of mine, and had its arm raised with cleaver in hand above my head. I wanted to be anywhere, even in the pits of hell, just so I would be free of the suspense of having this hideous entity hovering over me. It spoke to me again.
Count to 3.
I closed my eyes and slowly began to count up to 3. I could feel the breath of the figure above my forehead, warm and moist. I sounded off the first number, 1. I readied myself to say 2, but I felt the figure's breath coming closer. I wanted anything but to lay in my bed powerless to this being. 2. I cried to the monster, and it grew even closer. I opened one of my eyes and gazed deeply into its soulless stare of the entity that was poised on taking my life. Its open maw was close enough to sink its jagged teeth into my face. It grew impatient, waiting on its kill, and commanded me to continue.
Do it.
It shouted as I closed my eyes again in fear. I spoke aloud once more. 3. I waited in my bed for 5 long minutes, hoping that it had already killed me, and that the suspense was over. It didn't matter to me whether I was in heaven or hell, just as long as it was over. Surprisingly to me, that night, it was neither. After I opened my eyes, I realized that I was not dead, and that I was fully capable of movement again. I never experienced something like that ever since that night, and that night was one of the last nights I ever had a dream, nightmare, or horrific occurrence such as that. Since then, I have come to the conclusion for myself that the figure was likely a hallucination made up by my own mind. Some may say that it was a ghost or a demon, and I won't deny their claims, but I can't accept them as a fact. No matter what it was I saw that night, I hope I never see it again.